So I am back in Germany, obviously, or maybe not too obviously for some of you. This is what it's like in southern Germany in spring. I feel like I kind of chose my favorite time of the year to come back here, which has definitely made it a lot easier leaving Italy and coming back to my hometown where there's a lot of uncertainties waiting for me. So actually in the end, to be honest, I've been struggling a lot in the last week. Like I came here a week ago because actually Italy has been a really nice time for me. I mean, I've just been there for half a year, but I think it was really good for me to figure out a few things in my life. Like in my first video, I already mentioned that like the last year, many things did change for me. And I think in Italy I had a good time to figure out some of the uncertainties in my life. And also the internship I did was super nice. It was the first time for me to work in an environment that's not only like arts and design driven, but like they actually did focus on eco-social design is what they call it. But so I had a chance to learn a lot when being in Italy. I guess, for example, it made me realize that like already before going to Italy, I kind of had this feeling that I kind of need to quit working mainly in design and arts. Like in a typical setup that you might imagine, like in an agency, or I also once worked in a like for a publisher, or my last job has been for a university where I did the graphic design for them. And I mean, I enjoyed it. It's still something I really enjoy doing, like doing design, being creative as a profession. But in the end, it just burned me out so hard. Like, I think it's nothing new. All people in those fields will know what I'm talking about. But I just couldn't cope with it. Like, it got to a point where I got really sick and I just needed to quit in order to maintain my health also. So doing this internship in Italy actually also has been a trial for me to work in another environment, and I have been really unsure about that. Also because I wasn't sure if I have the skills to work in other fields than as a graphic designer. Because I mean, my whole studies, I did study graphic design and media arts, so I've just thought I wouldn't be qualified to do anything else. But now doing this internship, I figured, okay, I guess I am qualified to do also other things, like especially jobs that are kind of in between the arts and design field, but also social work and environmental projects. I mean, I have been very interested into these topics as well before, but now it was really nice to have the opportunity to spend some time at a space that combines all of these fields in a professional way. So it has been in the end super inspiring for me. I mean, in addition to that, I think it was the first time for me within a job where I was actually able to respect my limits and also my boundaries. In the end, I actually made that topic like a project at work in my internship. But like as an autistic person, I definitely need a few kinds of accommodation at my workspace, because otherwise I will just burn out constantly, which was happening to me in the past. So it was really healing, I have to say, to make the experience of a workspace where people actually supported me in meeting my needs and setting boundaries. So that gave me some hope, to be honest, to be able to find work that suits me in general, because that was something I was really afraid of, like never finding a job where I actually don't get sick all of the time because I'm so overwhelmed and so overstimulated and just being burned out all the time. So I think all these things made me really like my time in Italy and made it at the same time really hard for me to leave. Especially that now as I'm coming back, the first thing I need to focus on is actually my diploma thesis, which I'm really anxious about. Because like in the past, I mean, I did a whole studies without knowing that I'm autistic and have ADHD, which was leading to a lot of, I don't know, masking and just a constant mental and physical struggle. So, I mean, I'm really relieved and happy that now I know why I was struggling, and I already figured out things that help me and to be softer with myself, but also structure my life in a way so it suits me. But still, the idea of a diploma exam, which in my case includes an exhibition and a talk that I need to give, like a presentation, it just makes me anxious as hell. I guess it's not the situation of presenting and showing off my work. I think it's much rather the huge fear of failing in a way that I'm not organizing myself well enough before, and so the project doesn't end up being in the way that I would like it to be. I guess there's a few things coming together with that. On one hand, I'm super perfectionist, but not like in a good way, rather like obsessing with whatever I'm doing, wanting it to be a certain way that I have in mind. And when I'm not able to practically do that idea, I'm just going crazy about it and I hate it, and I don't know. Also, sometimes I do have issues with procrastination, which is getting better and better. Also, using meds for my ADHD. But still, like, I repetitively made the experience during my studies of feeling to fail with projects that I was doing and not being able to design and create things in a way that I would like them to be. So I guess I'm just really afraid of ending up in that situation again. And I mean, in the end, it's always been fine. But still, like many other neurodivergent people, I had to make the experience again and again that academic structures don't fit to neurodivergent people. So in the end, what most students, or no, I don't know, maybe I should say what I did in the end, was always trying to match the expectations of my professors, which really messed me up. Because I used to love creating things and doing arts and design. It was one of the few things where I felt like I could express myself and do something in life that doesn't exhaust me. But the decision of doing that as in a professional sense and also in an academic sense kind of messed me up, and also really made me not like designing and doing arts anymore, because it was linked to so much pressure in my mind. Then it just became a huge stress, and at a certain point I was just blocked. I felt like I couldn't do anything I liked anymore. If I wanted to draw or paint something, I just couldn't do it because I've put so much pressure on myself, on it to look a certain way. But happily, the last year, after being sick for a while, finally taught me how to be able to create and design again without putting that much pressure on myself and just to enjoy it. And I think the key thing for me was not to do arts and design only in the context of my studies and allow myself to do shitty arts and shitty design. I don't know, it sounds so simple, and I mean, I tried that years before, but I don't know, something switched in my head. I guess it was also, to be honest, it also has to do a lot with like nervous system work and everything that reduced the amount of stress in my head already, which allowed me again to think creative, I would say. But that is something I'm still enjoying right now, and now that I have to work a lot on my diploma, I've still tried to make room for myself to create things like sewing and cooking just for the sake of it and just for enjoying it and doing something. And with this video, I would like to inspire you to also do that. To, I don't know, sew an ugly bag, cook something without a recipe, ending up mid. Just allow yourself to experiment on things and let them be ugly. It's something that I sometimes still struggle with, but changed a lot in my life, to be honest. So I hope maybe you could also find some calm and peace in this video, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.